It all started with a feeling, a nagging sense of unease I couldn't shake, no matter how much I tried to rationalize it. My name's David, and for the last 12 years, I've considered myself a lucky man. I married Mia, the love of my life, and together we built a home filled with laughter, love, and memories. We have a beautiful 9-year-old daughter, Lily, and while our lives aren't glamorous, they've always felt fulfilling. Until recently, it was a random Tuesday when I came home early from work. There wasn't any particular reason, just a cancelled meeting and a desire to spend some unexpected free time with my family. I walked through the front door, the familiar creak of the hinges greeting me, but the house was unusually quiet. Lily was at her friend's house for a sleepover, and Mia hadn't mentioned any plans. "Mia?" I called out, setting my keys on the kitchen counter. "Up here." Her voice floated down the stairs, light but distant. I climbed the steps, my heart inexplicably heavy. When I reached our bedroom, I found her sitting at her vanity, brushing her hair in slow, deliberate strokes. She was dressed immaculately. Black blouse, gold necklace, and a fitted skirt I hadn't seen in years. The scent of perfume lingered in the air, sweet and unfamiliar. "You're home early?" she said, catching my reflection in the mirror. "I wanted to surprise you," I replied, leaning against the doorframe. "You look nice. Going somewhere?" She smiled faintly. "I told you, remember? Drinks with Laura." I racked my brain for the memory but came up empty. "Right," I lied. "Well, I'll let you finish getting ready." She turned back to the mirror, dismissing me with a casual, "Don't wait up." That night, I couldn't sleep. Something about her tone, her outfit, and the way she avoided my eyes gnawed at me. I told myself I was being paranoid, that I trusted Mia, that this was all in my head, but the doubt refused to let go. The next morning, as Mia showered, I found myself standing in front of her purse. It was unzipped, the edge of a folded note sticking out. My hands trembled as I reached for it, my mind already screaming at me to stop. 11:01, said Mia. The note was short, written in neat, flowing handwriting I didn't recognize. "Same time tomorrow. Can't wait. A." My stomach dropped. I stuffed the note back into her purse, my pulse racing. Who the hell was A? Why couldn't they wait? And why had Mia hidden this from me? The next few days passed in a haze. Mia acted normal, or at least she tried to. But now I noticed the little things. The way she clutched her phone a little tighter. The way she avoided my questions about her evenings out. The way her smile didn't quite reach her eyes when she said she loved me. On Friday, she left for another night with Laura. This time, I followed her. I stayed 2 cars behind as she drove across town, stopping at a small cafe I'd never heard of. She parked and went inside, her heels clicking confidently on the pavement. 5 minutes later, a man joined her at the table. He was tall, clean-shaven, and impeccably dressed. He leaned in close, his hand brushing hers as they laughed. My heart pounded in my chest, a mix of anger and heartbreak threatening to overwhelm me. I pulled out my phone and snapped a photo, needing proof that I wasn't imagining this. When I got home, The silence of the house felt suffocating. I poured myself a drink, staring at the photo on my phone, until Mia walked through the door. "Hey," she said cheerfully, setting her purse on the counter. "How was your evening?" I couldn't hold it in any longer. "Who's the guy, Mia?" Her face froze. "What are you talking about?" I grabbed my phone, shoving the photo in her face. "Him. The guy you were with tonight. Don't lie to me." Her expression crumbled, a mix of shock and guilt. "David, I can explain." "Then explain," I shouted, my voice breaking. "Explain why you're sneaking around with someone else, why you've been lying to me." She sat down heavily on the couch, her hands trembling. "His name is Adam. He's a friend." "A friend?" I scoffed. "Friends don't write notes like this." I pulled the crumpled piece of paper from my pocket and threw it on the coffee table. Mia buried her face in her hands. "I didn't mean for it to get this far. I swear." "How far, Mia?" I demanded. "How far has it gone?" She didn't answer, and her silence was louder than any confession. That night, I slept in the guest room. I couldn't even look at her. My mind raced with questions I wasn't ready to face. Was this the end of us? Could I forgive her? Did I even want to? The next morning, Mia knocked softly on the door. "Can we talk?" I didn't move. Not yet. "David, please, I love you." I turned to face her, my voice cold. "If you loved me, you wouldn't have done this." Her tears were real, but so was my pain. For the first time in 12 years, I didn't recognize the woman standing in front of me, and I wasn't sure if I ever could again. Over the following week, we barely spoke. I threw myself into work while Mia tried to keep up appearances at home. Lily, thankfully, seemed oblivious, but I could feel her picking up on the tension. One night, after Lily was asleep, Mia tried again. This time she didn't just apologize. She confessed. "It wasn't just coffee," she admitted, her voice trembling. "I don't know what I was thinking, David. I felt invisible. Adam made me feel wanted again." I stared at her, stunned. Her words were like a dagger twisting in my chest. "I made you invisible." And "No," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "You didn't. I did. I let myself forget everything we've built, everything you've done for me." Her words hung heavy in the air. I wanted to scream at her, to demand why our life together wasn't enough, but all I could do was sit there, feeling the weight of betrayal settle deeper into my bones. "I want to fix this," she said, "but I don't know how." I didn't either, and for the first time I wasn't sure if I wanted to try.